Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Recruiting Roundup on Sports 360 AZ. I'm your host, Cody Cameron, and this is brought to you by Ortho Arizona. We haven't done this in a while, but I'm excited because we have a commitment interview with one of the best defensive ends in the state of Arizona. That is Basha Senior, Bleu, Dantzler, and Bleu. I don't want to keep you waiting any longer. I know your decision was between a couple schools here, so the floor is yours. Where are you committing to?
Yeah, so I'm grateful to announce that I'll be taking my talents to Utah State University.
I love that. Logan, Utah, absolutely beautiful area and a really historic program. Why there? So I know you took that OV a couple of weeks ago there. Was that a huge selling point for you and choosing to make this commitment to Utah State?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, the fan base and Logan itself, it's a great city. It's definitely a college city, and I think that's somewhere where I can really go and lock in. And with their new head coach who just got moved up from being DC, I know he's going to be a defensive head coach, and I think that benefits me, even more. Their D line coach is very similar to the one I have at Basha, and I just think it's a place where I can go and shine in the early years.
When you look at your game and just how explosive you are off the snap and your frame 6'3", 230 plus, and you have the knack to get to the quarterback. But when you look at Utah State, what they do defensively, and some of the other Mountain West schools that were after you, why did they stand out where you go, hey, I know I could play here for the next 3 or 4 years of my career?
It really just goes back to their D line coach, to Coach Zoo. He came in late and he was able to turn those DNs that they have in something else, and they had a lot more sacks towards the end of the season than they did at the beginning, and it was night and day what he was able to do for those edges, and that really drove my decision.
Let's take the football aspect out of it, right? So you take that official visit, you're on campus, very, very different landscape than what you're used to in South Chandler, especially at Basha High School. And yeah, we have some mountain ranges here. People kind of sleep
Right.
on things, but it's nothing like what's out there in Logan. So what did you like about the area, the school, the campus, and everything outside of football?
hmm Yeah, so it's not it's not super small, but it's also not super big. Like there's things to do. There's things to go see. Hangout spots. But it's also not very many distractions out there, and I think Logan is a place where I can really lock in, and I get to get out the heat too. So that's
Yeah,
always
it's a big
yeah
plus. Hey, let's
yeah
transition. Let's transition to Basha High School. 3-0 right now. Big win over Swirl this past week.
Mhm.
You guys are rolling, and me and you
Yeah.
talking about just like your team aspect, and you being that senior leader now at Basha High School, and you've seen so many great players before you kind of take that role, and now you're the guy. You're the guy that defense alignment and coaching up some of those younger talents. How far do you think you guys can go? What's these team goals this year for Basha?
The goal is to win state, is to get to the ship and win it. I feel like that's the goal every year, and we came up a little short last year, but I really do think that we got the pieces in place this year at every position to get it done. And I think we just got to look ourselves in the mirror and really acknowledge who we are. And I don't think anybody can stop us.
Coach Mack, he's amazing. He's so funny. I go back
Yeah.
and forth all the time. Coach Kennard, also one of the best defense line coaches in the state of Arizona. You have a new defense coordinator as well. How is it playing for those guys, man?
Yeah. I mean, it's at practices are pretty difficult.
Yeah.
It's very intense. But when game day comes around, it's night and day what we're able to do. Against offenses, where everybody's rallying to the ball. It's a brothership,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a family, and I think that's one of the things that we prioritize, and just playing for one another.
Love it. Basha senior defensive end announcing his commitment to Utah State. Blue, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.